Hello everyone. So when we started this series, I'm So Cadizzy, I did not expect to be featuring in a video in our first season a game against Real Madrid. I'll be honest with you, I thought, well, I'll just skim over that one, I'll play that one, it'll be a defeat. I expected us to be sort of mid to bottom end of the table, and I want to be showing you games that have got significance to where we're at and who we're up against. However, just 12 or 13 games into the season, and the Real Madrid game is massive. They are top, we are third. This game means something, so we're going to play it together. So before we get into that Madrid game, let's just give you a very quick update on what's happened since you were last here. So the last game you was here for, we played Valencia, we beat Valencia with an excellent performance. Since then I've played 3 more games while you've been away, and as you can see we're still doing well. We're third in the league, just behind the top 2, Real Madrid and Barcelona, the 2 that you'd absolutely expect to be there. At the moment we are punching well above our weight. But we're not complaining. We're not complaining. Now, don't get me wrong, there has been a slight dip in form just recently, which isn't great going into this massive game against Real. But however, we did follow up that Valencia game with another win over Mallorca. It was a game which saw us have 16 shots to their 12 and 66% of possession. The possession stats really seem to be growing, which is really good because it's showing me that the team are really starting to gel. They're really starting to get on top of my tactic and really starting to build some chemistry amongst themselves. So this was the goals from that game. Our first one, a hopeful ball over the top. I think the keeper probably should have got there, but Lucas just nipped in front and with a nice little first time chip put it over the keeper. And the second coming from a corner with Momo actually getting a goal with a near post header. Now, while we're on the subject of Momo, it's worth mentioning him. It's worth talking about the centre-backs. So we started the season and our centre-back pairing was Victor Just and Luis Hernandez. Now, Hernandez hasn't been terrible. He's played 10 games with a 7.01 rating. He's not been terrible. He's been okay, and so has Just. However, Hernandez was a little bit tired, picked up a little niggle in training going into that game against Mallorca, so I had to give Momo a chance. It was sort of a choice of Momo, who is sort of a big lad, 6'4", big and strong. It's not the greatest mental stats, and that was sort of my concern over him. But it was very much a case of Momo or Gary Cahill. Now, Gary Cahill has been given a couple of chances, not really done anything for me. So Momo got the nod, and the Senegalese centre-back has done really well, and he's actually keeping Luis Hernandez out of the squad now at the moment. Now, whether that will stay the same, it's a bit of an odd one because he's got a good average rating. He's now played 4 times for me. He's scored a goal. He's got a man of the match points, and he's on a 7.2. However, since I did bring him into the squad and drop Luis Hernandez, our results have taken a slight dip. So it's a bit of an odd one. I'm sort of weighing up and going, the player's playing well individually, but since I brought him in, he's actually only got a game win percentage of 50% against the 60 and 64% of Victor Just, as we can see in this last column on my squad selection screen, the way that I look at my stats. So Momo might not make the cut against Real Madrid, and I kind of feel sorry for him because I kind of don't feel he deserves to be dropped. But I've just got to make the decision based on it being such a big game. As I said, we did take a slight dip. So after that Mallorca game, we played Celta Vigo. It wasn't a good performance from us. I mean, the stats make it look a lot closer than it was. You can see that they did us on possession. They had 13 shots to our 8, but it is worth noting that I think right up until about the 80th minute, we were on 2-3 shots, I think it was, 2 or 3 shots. So it was only in the 80th minute when the team actually decided, oh, we better try now because the manager's kicking us up the arse, that they actually started sort of pushing forward a little bit more and we started creating a little bit. But yeah, we were really poor. in this game, and we were lucky. We were lucky to walk away with a 1-1 draw, if I'm brutally honest. If Celta Vigo had better strikers and could take their chances, we would have been in trouble. But this was the goal that put us in front. It was the young on-loan winger Conceição. We'll talk about him in a second because he has been extremely impressive. And then a blinding free kick from Celta to level things up and leave it as a 1-1 draw. So talking about Conceição, as I said, this youngster that we brought in on deadline day from Ajax, he's here on loan for the season. And he has been superb. 5 starts, 3 substitute appearances now, 2 goals, 4 assists. So he's got 6 goal contributions in 8 games for us. 7.26 average rating. Without doubt, at the moment, he is one of the first names on the team sheet for me. Really impressed with him. Really impressed with him. And as part of that deal, we have got included in that an optional future fee of 22.5 million. If there is some way that I can raise 22.5 million between now and the end of the season, I would love to sign this kid, but I just don't know where we're going to get that sort of dough from. I'm not going to lie, I don't see us getting that sort of money together. But at the moment, he'd be proving that 22.5 mil would be an absolute steal for him in current form. After that, it was time for us to suffer our first defeat of the season. So as you can see, we had gone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games unbeaten since the start of the season. That run was brought to an end in a really disappointing performance against Getafe. With regards to Getafe, I mean, it's definitely a game we should have been winning. They're right down the bottom end of the table. They're one of the weaker sides in the division. If we were in a relegation battle, this would have been a 6-pointer. However, see, so it would have been massive then, but it makes it really disappointing how far up the table we are that we didn't get the win here. And it was really close. I mean, it could have gone either way. I mean, we dominated them on possession. We were just so dominant, 69%. But we just couldn't take our chances, and they were just a little bit more clinical in front of goal. Conceição was again there with another assist. Lucas Perez was again there with another goal. He's in good form. I think he's got 5 for the season now. But yeah, just one of those days. I'm thinking. I mean, here's the goals for you. So Getafe took the lead. It was a cross coming in, and Marvi just out jumped our fullback and scored at the back post. Theo Bongonda then set up Conceição, who puts the cross in. We got a little bit lucky with the defender missing the header, but Lucas Perez tidily puts it away with a first-time right-footed effort low into the bottom corner. Getafe came back at us, and again it was a low cross that caught us out. Munir just hammering home, really good strike in the end, but disappointing defending. And then Munir found himself through one-on-one with the keeper shortly after, and tidily slotted it underneath him to make it 3-1. With the game pretty much over, Luis Hernandez hammered home a really good header from a corner, but with about 10 seconds of the match to go, there was no time left for us to get an equaliser. So that's what sort of happened since you was last here. As I said, the only players really, I've sort of pointed out the players that I wanted to from the update and given you that. Like I said, Lucas Perez is doing really well for us. 4 starts, 6 sub appearances, 5 goals, 1 assist. As you all know, we're moving him on in January, whether I want to or not, just to follow true life form. Obviously, as you know, in real life in the January window, he has rejoined Deportivo. So no matter how good he has been, he will be transfer listed come January, which is absolutely gutting really, because he looks like he's a key part of my squad. But I want to keep this as realistic as possible. Brian Ocampo's been out with injury recently, but he has just recently returned for the last game. Wasn't great, but he can be forgiven after about 5 or 6 weeks out. It's really important to have him back. If you just have a look over here, like I said, my squad selection screen, I've got a video on this and a download option where you can actually download this screen if you like it, but it's what I use whenever I pick my team, just because it gives me all the key information about my squad that I need to know. And if we sort our team by key passes so far this season, you'll notice that Brian Ocampo leads the way on 22, even though he's missed sort of 4 or 5 league games. He also has 14 interceptions and 19 tackles won. So from a point of view of pressing from the front, he is essential to the way that we play. Again, he's outperforming a lot of the other attacking midfielders, or on par with them, even though he's played less games. In most cases, 5 or 6 less games. So Brian Ocampo, from a point of view of pressing from the front, attacking play, creating chances. I mean, he's got 4 assists from those 22 key passes as well. He's essential, really, and it's really important that we have him back in the squad going into the Real Madrid game. So we will take on Real Madrid. We've got a couple of games after that. We've got Real Sociedad coming up, and then we've got our first venture into the Copa del Rey under my management. For me, like I said, I'm certainly not expecting us to pull up any trees in this Real Madrid game. Certainly no one's expecting us to win, but we just didn't expect it to have this much significance 12 games into the season, that they'd be 7 points ahead of us, but we're third and they're first. And even if we lose, we should probably still hold on to third, or worst case scenario, go down to fourth. It's a mental position to be in, and I honestly, I'm lost for words. You can probably tell I'm a little bit lost for words, which I can tell you guys doesn't happen very often. So let's check out our big time opponents and see sort of the difference and the golfing class between the two teams before we take them on. So first of all, let's do a little comparison. So here they are, the giants of Spanish, European, world football. Real Madrid, without a doubt, one of, if not the biggest team in world football. Estimated value, 1.5 billion. 1.5 billion. If you compare that to us, 147 million. So they're a good 10 times more valuable on paper than us. Again, let's look at their reputation, 5 stars, training facilities 4.5, youth 4.5, youth recruitment 4.5. Again, when we look at the statistics, we're sort of 3.5 at best, and youth recruitment is seriously lacking compared to Madrid's setup. Social media followers for them, 70 million. 70 million social media followers. And that compares to our measly 728,000. Now, don't get me wrong, 728,000 isn't to be sniffed at for a team like Cadiz, but in comparison, you can see the difference. They've got £216 million sitting in the bank. We've got 13. So there's a huge golfing class here. Looking over Real Madrid's results so far this season, I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. I mean, it's nigh on perfect. They're only Marseille in the Champions League, Juventus in the Champions League have managed to hold them to a draw. As far as domestic football goes, only Valencia and Real Betis, weirdly enough, 2 sides that we've beaten, actually have held them to a draw. Just check, I think we did beat Betis. Yeah, we did. 3-1 against Betis and 3-1 against Valencia. But it's been a walkover in most games. Banged 5 against Mallorca, 5 against Espanyol, 6 against Almeria, 7 against Real Valladolid. I mean, they're in sensational goal-scoring form. Let's take a look at that Mallorca game, the last league game that they played. A 5-1 win, 30 shots on goal with 69% possession. I mean, the only positive I can really see on paper from this is that Mallorca did score from them 7 shots. Prior to that, yeah, they hadn't conceded in 3 league games, so defensively they're going to be pretty solid as well, and we'll do well to score. So we've got to be at our best defensively to hold them off. We've got to be at our best attacking to actually score a goal. Let's have a look at the goals from that Mallorca game and see if there is any sort of emerging patterns as to where the goals are coming from. So we're just loading that up now. And it looks like the first goal was a set piece. So yeah, Cruz crossed it in. It was headed out. Tony Cruz back to Odriozola. That's just a cracking goal. I mean, if we concede a goal like that, you just got to hold your hands up, haven't you? And you can't do much about it. Odriozola back then to Asensio, and he makes the goal for him. So Yeah, it's worth checking him out because he seems to be involved quite a bit. Odriozola, that looks like their right back. Again, he was involved in that move. It's tidy football. But that's all 3 goals that the right back seems to have been involved in. And yeah, their goal, it's a hopeful long ball, really. The Mallorca goal. I mean, I'm sure Real Madrid would be really disappointed to have conceded that one. Camavinga to Cruz to Modric, over the top. Hazard's in, and he snuck it right in at the keeper's near post there. Keeper shouldn't really be conceding that one, I don't think. And here he is again, right back, Odriozola. Yeah, low crossing for Benzema. Odriozola looks like he was a massive contributor in that game. Yeah, he's been at Real Madrid for a little while, 26.5 million for Real Sociedad, but he seems to be fair, that was his only appearance of this season. What an appearance it was. Wow, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 man of the match. I wonder if he'll play against us after that. He certainly deserves to, but yeah, that's the first time he's played this year. What a cracking performance. I'm just gonna... it's got to be worth keeping an eye on this guy, because if Real Madrid aren't playing him, then in the future, he might get unhappy and want to move. And he's valued at only 8.4 to 12.5. He's the sort of player that could potentially be a future transfer target for us. I'm going to assign him to the scouting pool until full knowledge and just see where we might stand on that. So we might come back to that at some point. But yeah, most of these players are well known to all of us, so we know what we're up against. Them goals didn't really tell us a lot. There was goals coming from all over the pitch. Against Espanyol, they banged home 5 as well. But it seemed there they were scoring from balls over the top. They were scoring from low crosses in from the side. They were scoring from set pieces. So they're a threat from everywhere, which makes it really difficult for me as the Cadiz manager going into the game, because I genuinely don't really know how to defend against them. Again there, Hazard, it's a low cross coming in from the right. Nacho this time playing right back. Again, seems like their fullbacks have got some significance in their attacking play. Certainly the right back has been heavily involved in a lot of these goals. Wasn't that time. But yeah, coming from the right side again there. It does seem like they attack a lot from the right. Another set piece. They've just got everything, haven't they? They've just got the ability to score crackers, setting another set piece as well. So they're definitely going to be threatening from those set pieces, free kicks, corners. We're going to have to be on our guard. So I think we've taken enough of a look at them. Let's get into the game. Team selection. So I think of what we're going to do. What are we going to change here? So let's go back to my squad selection screen. Ledesma picks himself in goal. He's been absolutely superb this year. With regards to Iza, I don't really have a choice because Zaldua is injured. So Zaldua's out up to 4 weeks. So Iza's got to play right back, even though he hasn't been great. Like I said, Victor Chust and Luis Hernandez are the 2 centre-backs for this one, and Espino at left-back. I'm actually switching it up for this game as well, you will have noticed. Sorry, I should have explained that before. I've decided to go with a more cautious approach in a 4-1-2-3. So just to try and nullify the attacks that are coming from Real Madrid, we're going to try and hit them on the counter-attack. We're going to play a little bit more defensive, play a holding midfielder rather than an attacking midfielder. So San Amaterio's come in. He's got a really high work rate and a really good tackling ability. He's aggressive. He's brave. He's a leader. So I'm hoping San Amaterio, he hasn't made a start for me yet this season, but I'm hoping that he can really prove his worth in this game in a slightly different formation. But that's how we're setting up. So Lucas Perez is going to sit as a deep line forward with the 2 wide men running off of him, linking the play. Wing backs rather than inverted wingers, because inverted wing backs, because I don't think we need the inverted with the DM there. We haven't got gaps to fill here. I do want them just filling these gaps down the wing and with the attackers moving inside. So that's and obviously for counter-attacking football as well, we're looking to stretch the play wider, get the ball quickly out wide, and hopefully that's going to be our best chance of scoring. it's going to be difficult. It is going to be difficult. So we'll submit our team and get on our way into the game. And yeah, that Odriozola is playing. So that right back has kept his place in the team and can't knock it, really. It's a good decision from Ancelotti because he was superb in that last game. It would have been nice to see certain players missing, maybe through injury or tiredness, but they're all there. Benzema, Kroos, Modric, Asensio. It's pretty much, from what I can see, full strength. I'm literally just going to tell the lads, everyone expects us to lose this, to prove them wrong. There's no pressure on us. The defenders, I have faith in you. Get out there and make a difference because we're going to need to be at our absolute best defensively. And opposition-wise, like I said, down that right seems to be where they come, where they sort of really try and hit you hard. So we're going to trigger the press on that Odriozola. Try and, as best we can, keep him out of the game. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it's going to be tough. He is he's not very much right-footed and he could still cut in. So I'm just going to press on him. I'm also going to press on the left back as well. So as we're pushing our wingers right up, and they do seem to use their wing backs quite a lot in building attacking moves, we're going to press on both the wing backs. Other than that, I don't think really we need to be paying individual attention to anyone else, just simply because the only thing we'll do is we'll try and keep Asensio out on his right foot because he does like to cut in on his left. But yeah, other than that, I think giving too much individual focus to one player in a team that's full of superstars, we could just lose all shape. So yeah, we're going to try and keep our discipline, keep our shit, and get something out of this game. Do you feel that your ambitions for the club are matched by the chairperson? I do, yes. Our discussions are often creative and there are a lot of good ideas floated and promising good things for the future. Francisco Conceição is suspended. How big of an absence will be TB today? A massive absence. The youngster's been, like I said, we've shown you in this video, he's been in sensational form, but he is suspended for this one and he's a big miss. We're just gonna, I don't want to put a negative spin on it, so I'm just gonna say we can't let adversity get the better of us. It's a challenge to come together, to use our squad depth and to win. You appear to have changed your tactical approach despite a good run of results. What's the thinking behind those changes? We've studied Real Madrid and we know what we need to do to win. I'm focused on that. So there we go. We're ready to kick off. I just hope we don't get hammered. I'll be honest with you, I just really hope we don't get absolutely hammered. Teams are out and we're off. How long is it going to take for Madrid to have a shot? Well, wait, the first shot actually went to us. And to be fair, we've got through the first. It took 12 minutes till Real Madrid even had a shot. Espino's lumped it forward for us. I thought we were going to have a highlight there, but it looks like it's going to be overturned to Real Madrid to build out from the back. Alaba to Rudiger. Rudiger in centre to Kroos, who puts it forward to Modric. He plays it back to Rudiger. And it's just, again, it's just tidy passing, what we'd expect. This is where I expect Real Madrid to be really strong in doing what we've been doing to teams this year, to be fair. We've been playing really well out of the back and drawing teams onto us and then finding the space to hit them on the break. And Real Madrid are doing that really well here, as we'd expect. Benzema has picked up the ball. He's put it out to Hazard, who uses his pace to beat Izza to the ball. Izza, don't do anything silly. Izza's on a yellow card already and they are 1-0 up. I was really worried there. Izza's on a yellow card and it looked like he was really sticking the boot in. And I really thought he was going to go and get himself sent off in the first 15 minutes and put us in trouble. As it does happen though, Real Madrid, with their first significant attack of the game, have scored. Hazard with his unfavoured right foot puts in a decent whipped cross, and it's it's sort of just guided into the back of the net by Toni Kroos with his left foot. We've seen how dangerous they are from corners and set pieces, and it is Kroos to put it in, and it looked like it was going to be 2-0. It really did. I thought it was in, to be fair. I was looking for that flashing at the bottom of the screen, but it didn't come. And I think it was actually a really good save. San Amaterio looks long for Sabrino, but the ball's gone out of play. And Real Madrid are really starting to exert their dominance on this game. They're up to 58% possession. They've now had 4 shots to our 1. It looked like we started pretty solid in the first sort of opening 10-12 minutes. But we got a free kick here. Alcaraz lumps it long to Just. I thought we was going to score there. I really thought we was going to score. When he out-jumped the defender, I thought he was going to hit the back of the net. Espino with a long looping throw down the left wing. But it's been cut out, and now Real Madrid are back in possession again. And it's out to the left with Mendy, who's got loads of space. Worked its way to Hazard. Hazard up to Benzema. And Benzema runs down the left wing. Definitely seems to be trying to attack this left side in this game. I've got away with one there. It looked like it was going to be 2 and they've hit the post. They're definitely focusing on that left wing. I think they've probably looked at the form of Iza, the fact that he's our second choice right back. Is it a coy decision from Ancelotti to look at that, identify a weakness, and focus on it? This time the attack's coming from the right wing though, and it's Asensio who's looking to get on that left foot, but we don't allow him to, and he's forced to pass back to Modric, who's forced all the way back to Rudiger and back to Alaba. So we've at least forced them back to the centre-backs. But Cruz now have a fantastic ball over the top down the left to Mendy. Mendy's put across him with his left foot. Asensio's there. It's a great header. It's a great header into the top corner. They're just full of class. The ball from Toni Kroos that goes from central midfield there, that ball that we didn't quite see going over to Mendy, that is just... It's just a sensational football and a piece of football. And to be fair, that's probably made the goal. That pass probably made the goal. So it's 2-0 at the break. We've not been completely out... They've had moments of brilliance, but we've not been completely outclassed. They've had 8 shots. We've had 4. They've had 56% possession. They've not completely hammered us. It's hard in this situation to know what to do because genuinely, deep in my heart, do I feel like we can get something out of this game? No. But I can't tell the lads that. At the same time, I can't be unrealistic and say, you can still win this. I'm just going to tell them exactly that, to be fair. You're doing well. Keep working hard until full time. Because I do think that they're doing an okay job. And that does seem to have built up some good rapport with the lads at half time. They're all looking chuffed and delighted. Not going to make any changes at this stage. Like I said, it's difficult because you're playing against a team that every single player in that team is just amazing, really. Certainly compared to ours. Kept them quiet for the opening 20 minutes of the second half, though. And we'll make some changes now. So Lucas Perez in danger. These 3 players that are in danger of being booked, we're going to bring off. It's going to be pretty much wholesale changes here. So Lucas Perez off for Anthony Lozano. Theo Bongonda's going to come on for Ruben Sabrino. Brian Ocampo's having a poor game, so we're going to get him off Awa Mobile. Real Madrid have scored while we're making our changes. It is 3-0. Let's have a look at this goal. Carvajal does really well to keep it in with his head right on the line there. It's fallen to Hazard in the box. And to be fair, it's a bit of a lucky one. Unlucky that with the deflection coming off of, off a Just, which knocked it over the keeper, and Asensio's there for an easy header in. The fact that we've got absolutely nothing to lose now. We're losing 3-0. We're not going to win this game. I just want to see how we'd perform with our normal formation that we've been playing all year. Did I make a tactical mistake? Yeah, I don't know is the answer. We'll soon find out. We're going to get the youngster Gustavo and Asensio on. But yeah, I don't know if I did. Maybe I should have stuck with what we knew. Maybe it was the wrong decision to go to a cautious and more defensive approach. If we're hugely dominant now in this last 20 minutes, which I doubt we will be, then it would definitely suggest that I did make a tactical error. But it's been a close game. It's just the fact that they're just so good that they've won this 3-0. But we've held our own. we really have held our own. You look at the stats, and even though they beat us 3-0, I would say Real Madrid would probably go as far to say that looking at their match stats from previous matches, they'd probably admit that we gave them one of their toughest games of the season. And I am going to tell the lads, you did yourself proud today. That's all I can ask for. Ugh. Everyone seems to have switched off and lost focus. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's because we lost 3-0 and I'm praising them. I don't know, but we did just play Real Madrid. There was some bafflement amongst supporters that you seemingly refused to substitute Victor Chuster despite his below par performance. What is your response to that? Victor will be the first to admit that he could have played better, but he still did well enough for my liking. And that was the only question. Nice short press conference. So we remained third after that Real Madrid result. Like I said, certainly wasn't expecting to pick up anything from that game. Real Madrid already have a 9-point lead at the top of the table. But focusing on us, it's still been impressive. Yes, granted, it's slightly worrying that we haven't won in 3 now. And we'll be certainly looking to stop that rot. But we've got some really different... some really difficult fixtures coming up. We've got Real Sociedad next. After that, we've got the likes of Sevilla, Barcelona, Villarreal. We've got a really tough run coming up. I will probably go away, play maybe, let's say, 3 or 4 games, 3 or 4 league games, the cup game as well. So we'll probably come back for, say, probably Elche. I want to show you a game that I think will win. So I'm going to go and probably lose a couple of games here, and then I'll come back and we'll pick up with Elche, and like I said, hopefully get back to winning ways, unless there's miracles in between. But either way, guys, I will update you in the next episode of I'm So Cadizzy. But for now, 13 games, 25 points, third in the league. It's still sensational.